Welcome back, everyone. Just checking out the walls here in our aerial command center. This is a picture of diamond dogs. The pictures inside of the helicopter actually update depending on the progress in our game. We get these pictures for Fultoning 10 and then 30 guards. I'm just checking out some more of the helicopter, just seeing if there's anything else that got updated. And over here, it gets updated every time we make mission progress. As we see D-Dog here, adorable little puppy. So I'm going to go ahead and build that facility I talked about in the last video, the base development platform. As we see here, it also lets us have more soldiers in our roster. It'll take 40 real-time minutes, and that's in gameplay too. I can't like turn off the game and come back later. We're gonna expand a few of our items here. Notably, the Fulton expansion lets us Fulton base emplaced turrets and mortars and the like. It'll take us a bit longer to be able to Fulton vehicles as well as doubling our Fulton stock. And then for camo, it's somewhat important, but not as much, especially if you're always doing things at night like I am. But later on, I'll probably switch them off more often just to show off what the different camos look like.
Please select a mission.
Now we could go to mission 6, but I just
Mission
prefer doing
accepted.
things in a sequential order. And this mission, it's not quite as open as the other missions were, not kind of an open area. You can only come in from 2 certain directions. I'll be sticking with the usual stealth loadout. Now, one thing I got here is the capture cage. You just place it somewhere, and at the end of every mission, you'll randomly capture a small animal. Depending on where you set it, you get different kinds, and that's how you get some of the more rarer ones. I'll discuss that later when we get to it. Now this mission, in my opinion, is when the game kind of spikes up in difficulty.
Boss, the Soviet engineer is being held prisoner at the Wacht Sin barracks. You need to find him and get him out. He tried to defect from the base camp up north, but it didn't work out. Now they're holding him at Wacht Sin. He's offered his technical skills to us as long as we can guarantee his safety. You have to extract the target.
Yes, it seems to spike in difficulty. I think it's just because
Just happens to be the man who developed your prosthetic hand. He's the only one capable of maintaining it. If we bring him in, I'm sure he'll be able to modify it in all kinds of ways as well.
Be careful down there, boss.
just because it's more of an enclosed, it's an actual base as opposed to these other places I've been to where it's kind of like an open village. Checking around for the helicopter, not the helicopter, the truck. But this time it's actually not a truck that comes around, it's a Jeep. Now what is neat is oh, yeah, I'm not quite as good of a shot as I think I am.
Analysis
Is
complete.
that no, he's not worth capturing anyways. Is that even if you spot something and they leave, they stay spotted, and we'll even be able to see on the map if he's on the other half of Afghanistan.
Analysis complete.
He'll still show up there.
Complete.
These two guys are always here on the
That's
side.
Wacht
They
Sin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner.
they've ruined many a stealth run for me. Oh, what the hell? I have never seen that happen before. I did not know wildlife can knock over guards. I was kind of shocked by that. So like I said, in this base, you can only come in either from this side or the other side, and you have to climb upwards into the base proper. So as in with other bases where it was so open that you can come in all kinds of directions,
Analysis
you're
complete.
stuck coming in at one direction. Now, as I showed off there, the scanning device is very useful just because if you're somewhere near a guard, it'll start scanning and you just hold it right there and it'll spot them for you, even if you're not looking directly at them. I will apologize in advance for being overly cautious in this mission. I just wanted to show that I can do a full stealth run, at least for one mission. I'll be making up for this in the next mission where I go Rambo on the guards. I do prefer hold-ups as opposed to just shooting or knocking them out, just because you get extra heroism points.
Great.
Oh.
I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. I hope he's alright.
Told me he wasn't gonna tell me jack shit, and he just tells me where the guard is, where the prisoner is. Now again, I'm being overly cautious because I don't want a guard to see me Fultoning the guy. Unlike Peace Walker, maybe this did happen to Peace Walker, but guards can notice you Fultoning other guards, even at a distance from like 75 or so meters.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
But in the early game, they don't notice it quite as much. But later on, they start noticing Fulton from farther out, and they start shooting them down too. I'd say that is a damn useful thing. If only I had something like that whenever I have to sign legal papers. I'm sorry if I've already made that joke. It's been maybe 3 months since I've made my last video.
Intel file obtained.
You got an intel file. Unfortunately, there's nothing new in it.
Yeah, so if that guard didn't tell me where the prisoner was, that file would have told me where the guy was.
Analysis complete.
Again, I am slightly more overcautious just because I don't know if the guard will be able to hear me or not. It seems to be about 5 meters when they can hear you without you being required to go into stalking mode, but I don't know. Maybe it's just completely random. And then I'm debating on if I should take out that guy or take out the other guy, because if I climb up the ladder, I might be seen. Surprised I didn't count for a tactical takedown. Now there is a slight problem with these guards that are up in the towers.
Speak.
And that is, whenever we do, we can't Fulton them in here, because the balloon will pop if we try. So of course the best way to do that is to throw the guy off. I'm sure a 7-meter drop straight onto his back won't have any harmful repercussions, especially after we strap a balloon onto his back. Now that Jeep that just took off, it does make a patrol. It will eventually return.
You gonna extract him?
So it's a good idea to not leave any sort of evidence that you are around here.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
So this is the uphill climb. This is... Again, I'm probably way overestimating this. But this part's always giving me trouble.
You see many animals in the field. Truth is, an environmental NGO has asked us to remove wild animals from combat zones. If you have the time, can you extract some back here? There's a reward in it for us. If you set up a capture cage, it'll trap small to medium-sized animals. The support unit will handle the extraction, so all you need to do is place the cage. Wild animals have all kinds of habitats. Try placing cages in a variety of places. You can check the animals list on your iDroid to see which animals have been extracted.
But like you said, certain animals are in certain places. I'll handle those when I get to them. Kind of stuff you'll need to look up a guide for anyways. Now, what I like about this game is that the magazines, you have an infinite amount. Always useful for tossing around, distracting guards. What is funny later on with the adaptive guard AI is that the guards will eventually start to look the opposite direction of where you throw magazines. Thankfully, I don't know, thankfully a guard shouting doesn't automatically send everyone else into the alert. Maybe it's because the other guards are too far away. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's exactly why. And this is a case of me once again being way overly cautious in Fultoning guards. But I figure I may as well grab an extra guard while I'm down here. Because in the early game, because you're not getting, you want quantity over quality, because you're not exactly getting quality in the beginning of the game due to your heroism being low.
Analysis complete.
So while getting C and B's right now is nice, I would grab anyone even if they're E's.
Extract him.
So now we got the outside area all secured. Now it's time to get into the base proper. There are two different areas that we can come in. Where that guard is right in front of us, that is the front door, so obviously that is the worst area to enter the base. I'll be showing off here is that there is also a second area you can go through. I'm just making sure there doesn't happen to be a guard in that specific spot. And what you can do, as I just shown off there, you can underhand throw or overhand throw grenades and magazines. It's nice if you want to toss things a little further out than usual. And this guy's always been a problem because he stands right in front of the front door. And any guards that are patrolling around there can easily look out and possibly see us or see him. But since I got lucky this time, it's usually a guard patrolling near that light source to the right. And so the second way you can get into this base is climbing up the hill over here. I'm just being overly cautious and oh hey. Huh. Guy's back must be coated in Vaseline or something.
He's coming too. Roger that.
So this is probably the first time we're kind of like in more of an enclosed base as opposed to the more open areas that I've done in the other missions.
Analysis complete.
So you always risk someone just so happen to walk by you, unless you are like me and constantly check every single solitary spot to spot every single guard.
The power system looks big enough to run the entire base.
So as Kaz suggests, if we were to walk up to that and either blow it up or just interact with it, we can turn off power to the entire base, turning off all the lights. But it does make at least one guard suspicious. They'll send one guy over to check the power source. It is pretty good for making traps though. I mean, you know the guy will go right there, so you can turn it off. They'll send the guy over and you knock him out. What's funny though is that after they send the first guard, they don't bother sending another one. kind of an oversight considering how much smarter the guards are in this game compared to other games.
Analysis complete.
And as we can see, as soon as I stop zooming in... Oh, something else I can show off here. You can place markers directly on guards.
Говоришь, ты жил на Украине?
Да, когда был еще ребенком. А что?
Моего двоюродного брата собираются отправить в одно из ад. Он не сказал мне, в какой именно, но это где-то в Украине. Он очень талантливый, намного умнее меня. В институте он изучал ядерные технологии. Если честно, я теперь ему завидую. Я вот каждый день сижу и жду, как душманом перережет горло.
Думаешь, у него все сложится? Слышал все этих слухи о тех городах. Утечки, радиации, всякие там.
Это только в городах, где испытывают ядерное оружие. Говорят, советские реакторы самые надежные в мире.
Надеюсь, ты прав.
Давай.
Looks like the guardhouse. Keeping watches and shifts means half the force is always off duty. It's deserted. Their men are stretched thinner than I thought.
Those Russian nuclear plants have no chance of melting down. Anyways, we can place a marker directly on a guard, which is nice, and so we know what guards we want exactly to capture if we start becoming picky. And what's also nice is other guards, of course, sleep normally through their different shifts. Kaz mentions that guards change shifts every 12 hours. So some guards will come in here, go to sleep, while other guards take their place. What is slightly annoying, though, is that even though they're asleep, they're not asleep in the same way that a tranquilizer puts them to sleep. So they'll still react to noise and the like. And unfortunately, we can't also CQC them or drag them off the bed. In fact, getting guards off the beds are kind of finicky because you can't do it from crouching. You have to stand up. And of course, you gotta walk or stalk when you go to open doors. If you're doing it at normal speed, Snake just slams the door right open, alerts everyone in a 10-foot radius. And again, I'm being overly cautious. I'm going to be seeing this spot quite a lot. Just to make sure no one sees. But so we did get a cassette tape there named A Phantom Pain. In this
You gotta extract him.
other room here with other sleeping guards, actually a blueprint that we managed to interrogate the spot from a previous guard. It is nice though to raid all these empty, well not empty, but guardless rooms just for some extra resources. Again, overly cautious. I'm afraid that guard might patrol this way, but I don't want to take him out quite yet just because there's another guard in that room that might notice him. And unlike previous Metal Gear Solid games where if one guard notices another guard sleeping, he has to walk up to the guy and...
That material. It could be just what we need to develop new weapons and equipment.
and kick him to wake him up. In this game, they can just shout at one another. Funnily enough, if we were to throw a guard who's asleep in front of a vehicle, or the path of the vehicle and the vehicle shows up, they can just honk at the guy to wake him up. Man, these Russians, they can slide with the best of them, can't they? So, I'll start speeding it up now, whenever I do this. And hey, here's something else I get to show off. Now, with multiple guards, you can just shoot one in the head if you wanted, and instantly knock them out.
Leave the rest to us.
But then that alerts the other guard. If you just body shot them and wait for a few seconds, they eventually will fall asleep. It is much more... It's nice doing it that way. Even if you manage to shoot them fast enough between each other, even if one falls asleep first and alerts the other guy should fall asleep almost immediately. Then I'm worried about this guy coming up just in time, and bam.
You have arrived at your destination.
Never let it be said I waste perfectly good shots. This room
Roger that.
has the radio of the base. I'll go ahead and plop some C4 on that just in case. It's always good to have a backup plan just in case you get caught and just blow it up and you can't get any reinforcements.
You gotta extract him.
As an aside, I'm gonna try and see if there might be a mod or something to cut out Kaz's commentary on every single extraction. And hey, I've almost cleared out the entire base here. I don't know what happened here. I swore I aimed for that guy's head. It didn't hit him in the head, so I thought I hit him with a body shot. And oh shit. And just like that, bam, your stealth playthrough ruined. I guess this is a good time to mention, you've noticed when I've got caught, no slowdown happens. That's because I disabled reflex mode. I felt like it made the game a little too easy.
Please select supplies.
But basically what reflex mode does is every time you get caught by a guard, time will slow down.
Leave the rest to us.
And you notice at the end of missions it says no reflex mode used. So you get a point bonus for not using it in the first place.
Supply drop complete. You have arrived at your destination.
And here is this base's anti-air radar. It'll be very useful here in a minute.
You gotta extract him.
So maybe in later missions I'll just re-enable it just to show it off, but for now I feel it makes the game way too freaking easy. Because every time you get caught, you slow down, shoot the guy in the head, and you're not getting caught. Also, I think this might be the first time I've shown off a resupply in action. But basically, when you get resupplied, you get ammo for all of your weapons, you get all your suppressors refreshed, Fulton's equipment, all that good stuff. Anything that you don't use, damn, that guy's got some good ears. And I've got bad aim. But yeah, I barely knocked over that chair and he comes running out. But for anything that you were full on, like say if we had full ammo or even full suppressors, we get a refund off of that at the end of the mission.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
So we're gonna enter something that we haven't seen yet, an enclosed area, an actual building. Of course, it's hard to...
You've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run.
Yeah. And you never know where all the enemies are, because needless to say, it's much harder to scout inside of a building. Now, I just want to show something off here.
Find the target in the Waksin barracks and get him out alive.
I was kind of hoping Kaz would have made some kind of remark about me being in a trash can, but of course he never notices. So thankfully, even though I can't see the guard through the trash can yet, I can still see him on the map. And with also the music that's currently playing, I now know that he finally hears me knocking. Which is odd that I can see him now, but I couldn't see him a few seconds earlier when I turned directly where he was. But yeah, that's showing off a dumpster takedown. This is going to be a 100% LP. We'll just speed this back up. I am disappointed there's no lockpicking minigame.
You gotta extract him.
What is interesting,
Looks like the target.
if we were to grab this guy first, or even if we just unlock the door, the enemy guards will notice.
Обычные протезы — это скучно. Я специалист по бионике. Я создаю биомеханические гибриды. Можно сказать, что это не процесс, а бионическая рука. За свою жизнь я создал тысячи таких конечностей. Они использовались просто даже в Кремле. Вот благодарность. Сделай гигантские руки для новой боевой платформы, они мне сказали. Я ведь инженер-бионик, а они посадили меня сделать заводные игрушки. Я этого не вынес. И поэтому сбежал. Но они меня поймали. Теперь, может, меня ждет лагерь.
Great. If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to fool them.
And hey, perfect timing, it's a sandstorm. But yes, the guards have different dialogues. Depending on if the door's unlocked or if the prisoner's missing. They will shout out, hey, the prisoner's missing, that kind of stuff. Now, I'm trying to... Oh, shit.
Sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy, too. Use the situation to your advantage.
So, what's funny is that even though it's a sandstorm, it usually greatly reduces your Fultoning chances.
You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Landing support
That this guy's 100% anyways, but still, I decided I want to go out by chopper, go out in style. Now with sandstorms, like Cass said, blind and deaf, you can pretty much run right up to a guard, right up to his face, and he will probably not notice you. So they're very useful when sneaking around. It's a shame that this sandstorm decided to come after I cleared everyone out. It is nice though that we do get that siren that played whenever a sandstorm comes, so you know what's gonna happen. But yeah, blowing up that anti-air radar lets me drop the helicopter off right in here. Very nice, very useful. And it lets me both extract the guy and extract myself. Well, I guess there goes my perfect stealth.
On station at LZ!
At the very end, I trip at the finish line.
Target extraction confirmed. Your objectives complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
So that yellow hit markers are just the vehicle you're in taking damage.
Departing!
So yeah, they're taking shots at Pequod, but we are home free.
That's the way.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Oh yeah, all that delicious level up points.
Development project has been added.
With all those guards I've been Fultoning, great.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
Oh hey. So what's pretty neat, Pequod getting caught and them shooting at Pequod while I was in there did not count as them seeing me, so perfect stealth. I still got it.
The engineer we rescued has been extremely cooperative. The guys on the R&D team are glad to have him aboard. Thing is, his specialty isn't mechanics, but something called bionics, engineering based on biology. He's already submitted a proposal for modifying your prosthetic arm. If you're interested, go ahead and give the development order.
So yeah, we can now have our prosthetic arm upgraded.
Good. You captured it alive.
Gotta start somewhere. And yep, diplomat. Those diplomats will be very useful in, say, reining in that guard from the previous video who I shot a bunch and is now a very violent man. now we got
Please
all kinds of
specify
different
project.
equipments that we can upgrade. We can once again upgrade our Fulton stuff. Now we can carry double the Fulton ammunition. We can increase the mobility of our prosthetic arm, which lets us have extended reflex mode. The thing that I never shown off yet. You may notice a few things are green. That means we now get a bonus to that item. But yeah, here's all the prosthetic stuff that we can increase. Some of them lets us do like a sonar where we punch the ground and any nearby enemies will show up on there, letting us climb faster, letting us crawl faster, letting us aim better, that kind of stuff.
Please specify a project.
And I'm going to show off, I don't think I've shown off buddy equipment,
Please specify a
but
project.
what we mainly want is the helicopter equipment, the speaker function. A very nice, it doesn't actually help anything gameplay wise, but I enjoy it. That lets our helicopter play music every time it arrives. So I'm going to be looking up some copyright free music. Oh hey, we can upgrade the support platform. And hopefully we can get some good funny music playing every time Pequod shows up. So until then guys, I will be seeing you all next time.